Okay guys, good evening and welcome to the Eldar Sim Racing League. This is the Porcshe Caymans that are brought to you by the Decals Lab, Porcshe Caymans for this season. We do have 3 epic races here at Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. It is known for the such events as British Touring Cars and British Superbikes and many other races, but we have got the Porcshe Caymans, the beautiful looking Eldar Sim Racing Porcshe Caymans, should I say. I'm your host for this evening, Hoppers, as per usual on a Friday night. And yes, it is Friday. It feels like the week has gone pretty quick this week. I'll go through the points and we'll go through who's here and who isn't in a little while. Most of the guys are just jumping into the lobby as we speak, and we shall be in for a cracker of a evening. It is going to be probably one of the most exciting and thrilling races of the calendar. It is going to be 18 laps around here this evening. Yes, that's right, 18. We've visited Spa-Francorchamps, we've visited Nürburgring, and we've also visited Monza. Last week, if you remember rightly, at the Nürburgring we had a new winner onto the top step of the podium, and that man is Craig Thomas, who is currently on screen. So like I say, I'll go through the points and we'll go through who's here and who isn't going to be here this evening. We were due to have a full grid, but unfortunately, I believe there's going to be probably 1, 2, or maybe just one missing, but we shall see in a moment or two, and we will get ready for giving up for a 10-minute qualification. So there will be a 10-minute qualification, which will be potentially one of the epic qualifying sessions of the season, due to the nature of this 1.2 mile circuit at Brands Hatch. So we'll go through the points and then we'll introduce the guys that are racing this evening, and potentially we'll try and introduce people into certain things. I'll give you a bit of news that's come out of the Nürburgring as well after we've done points. So in first place is none other than James Stephen. James is a force to be reckoned for this season. He currently sits on top of the tree at 170 points, and then you will have a 12-point gap between him and Gareth Morris. Him and Gareth have been battling since rounds 1, 2 and 3 at Monza, and you know, it's been absolutely fantastic for these guys to be a privilege and have them basically on bragging rights for the title. But you know, we are still we are at round number 4 of the season, so it's basically round number 4 altogether in the calendar. After this evening there is potentially three rounds left, but there will be 9 races to go, so we shall see what happens. Then you have Craig Thomas, aka the real Osman, as he gets it a bit sideways going into Paddock Hill Band, and he's on 132, so he's 38 points behind. But if he gets a good result, or gets good results here, you never know, he might leapfrog and potentially get to his compatriots Gareth Morris. Then you got Jay Baxter on 87. I believe there's been bits. I don't know if there's been a bit of issues within the paddock, but we'll go into that in a moment or two. And then you've got Mark Palmer, who's on 80, so he's 9 points behind James, which, you know, it is a bit unfortunate for him, but we don't know whether Mark's going to be making it onto the grid. He's having issues with his account to get onto the grid. Then you've got Jerry Dobbin, aka Jerry Smiles, who is currently second in practice times. At the moment he's on 79, and then you'll have Ben Smith, aka Bassox, on 76. Then you have Ismail Nemeri, the Dutchman. We've got the Dutchman here. He is on 75, so there's 2 points between him and Ben. And then we will have Alexandru, the Romanian. If he makes it into the lobby, he's on 86. And then you have Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey is just behind him pit lane at the moment. He's on 66 points. Then you have Love Mecca. Love Mecca is currently leading the practice times on 61. Then you have Mark McCabe, aka Marky Mark, on 40. Then you have Chris Craigie. Unfortunately, Chris Craigie's got family commitments this evening, so he will not be making the grid. So we will be potentially 14 drivers instead of 15. And then you will have Max Robertson on 35. Yeah, if I mentioned that Chris Craigie's on 38, and then unfortunately Darren Gardiner has dropped down to the Clio, so he's on 3 points. But at the moment it's looking likely that, you know, there is now a fight between Chris Craigie and, of course, Max Robertson. Also making his long series awaited debut into the Porsche Caymans. We've got Chris Richardson finally making it to the grid after work and also having a bit of time off. I believe when he tried to race for us at Monza, the grid was already full, so he ended up missing out, which was a bit unfortunate, but it's good to have Chris back on the grid. He's obviously going to be on 0 points at the moment, but you know, he's currently third in practice at the moment, so this is going to be fantastic. As I'm going to say, taking your penalties is a big thing in this championship. We do have the penalty line before the start-finish line. It will have to be taken on the lap you take it, and also taken before you run across the start-finish line, or the sort of finish line and the timing beam. It will have to be taken, otherwise it will go against your lap time. And speaking of penalties, unfortunately Marky Mark, aka Mark McCabe, has a qualifying ban after some issues at the Nürburgring last time out. I believe he picked up a certain amount of points on his race licence, which has unfortunately put him for the potentially put him for the for a qualifying ban, so he will have to start race 1 for the back of the grid, and also he will have to be one to watch. As we know, at the moment we do have as I say, Chris Craigie's got other commitments, so he will not be taking part this evening, which is a big massive shame really. It's looking like we were going to have a full grid here at Brands Hatch, but just as James Stephen enters the lobby. So yeah, I'm so like, oh dear. But Ben Smith's just entered the lobby, so he should be here. So I've got to let Ben Smith know if he's going to be lagging. Hopefully he should be fine, mate. But it shouldn't be too long. But I'll let you know if you are, mate, if you're watching the stream. So yeah, if you like what you see here, guys, we have got obviously us, the Decals Lab, Porcshe Caymans at Brands Hatch, and we do also have potentially the Sheldon Motorsport British Touring Cars, which is hosted by the host with the most, Malcolm Argyle. He will be doing the commentary, and then you have Here's Our Idol, aka Darren Baldwin, doing the Clio Cup that started last week. I can't remember where the British Touring Cars are this evening, but it should be an interesting evening for them. And the Clios are at Big Willow Springs. So if you like what you see for the Porcshe Caymans, you have an option of potentially three championships to watch from here on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel. And we will also like to say a massive congratulations to everyone that is making this series possible. We are looking forward to seeing what is going to happen. It's going to be hopefully spectacular, and potentially, as I just look at what Ben Smith is doing at the moment, he's a bit worried about his internet connection, so I'm going to see what he's doing, but he seems to be fine at the moment, so we shall see what goes on. We have got, as I say, there is quite exciting times ahead for the Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans. We will be back for another season, and I'm just trying to work out as Ben goes off. Yeah, he's disconnected throughout Paddock Hill Bend, which is a bit unfortunate. So we've got Dan Bailey that leads the field at the moment, but he's on the charge. This is the first time some of these guys have actually raced around here since the round one of the Decals Lab Mini 7s from last season. So, you know, there is a lot of potential, and there is also a lot of new drivers that haven't raced here in the Minis, when it was obviously the Minis last season. But, you know, these guys are looking forward to, I've heard during the week, they're looking forward to it. You know, they were having a bit of a competition and a bit of fighting talk now and again, but they are doing fantastically, and I'm proud of every single one of them that has made this championship successful. We are going to be racing the Porcshe Caymans next season, as I say, and it'll be interesting to see who stays and who else joins us. So it all depends on certain things. We do have the 10-minute qualifying session that will take place around 10 to 8 UK time, and then we'll have 3 amazing 8-lap race, 18 should I say, not 8 yeah, 18 lap races here at Brands Hatch on the glorious 1.2 Indy circuit. It is located just outside of I believe, if I'm trying to remember where Brands is on the map. I do know the corner names off by heart. We're just going up into Surtees, and then obviously into Clearways, and then down the Brabham Straight for potentially for an absolute amazing time. But you know, as we go fly over the start finish line, heading into Paddock Hill Bend, and we'll go on board with Dan if we can. He's heading up towards Druids. I believe Ben Smith is still having internet connection issues, and Dan is now just heading down into Graham Hill Bend, as it's going to be probably one of the easiest corners on the track. But you know, with the lap being so long, and well, not so long, but the track being so narrow in places as it goes up through Surtees into Clearways, and then into McLaren, and then down onto the Brabham Straight. This is going to be spectacular stuff from these guys, and who knows what happens. We're going to look forward to potentially a good evening of racing, as I say. Yeah, Brands Hatch is located outside of Longfield in Kent, or West Kingstown, and up towards Swanley and places like that. So we're sort of in the Kent area, within But yes, we are hopefully going to be looking forward to seeing what happens here at Brands Hatch for this evening. It is going to be potentially spectacular, and we'll just have a bit of a standard camera view angle just for now until we get ready for racing. As I say, we've got the 10-minute qualifying session that will take place at 10 to 8 UK time, and it will be potentially spectacular and potentially amazing to have. I don't know what exactly is going to happen here. We're hoping that some people can stop James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris from taking all the wins this season. It only appears that Craig had a fluke win at the Nürburgring last time out, and potentially set course for some amazing action for that. Obviously with the 1.2 mile circuit here at Brands Hatch, it is just going to be spectacular. Hopefully next season, can't really give too much details away for next season, but the calendar is always in the calendar is in production and is currently in to be made for next season's Porcshe Caymans. So it'll be, like I say, it'll be interesting to see who stays and who goes up into BTCC, and then who goes up into, or who goes down, should I say, into the Clio Cup, and then who drops down from the British Touring Cars and who drops up in from the Clios. So it'll be interesting to see what the Clios do within next season as well. So it'll be exciting to see what happens with Eldar Sim British Touring Cars and also the Eldar Sim Clio Cup. Also, just to mention about the Clio Cup is proudly sponsored by Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs. Yes, that is right, we are sponsoring the Clio Cup for the foreseeable future, which may be that it may be a good thing, it may be something we can look forward to and potentially give the guys something back. I don't know. I believe at the moment there are 8 drivers on the screen at the moment. I don't know how many are in the lobby waiting, but yeah, there's 2 in the lobby, so I'll push it up to 9 and 10. So hopefully there is going to be, I believe, we may have 13, we may have 12, it doesn't really matter, but either way things go, we will be looking into this evening's Porcshe Caymans, and it will be spectacular. What I'm going to say is, guys, if you like what you see here, please do like, comment and subscribe. It does help the Eldar Sim Racing group out, and it also does help us out as well to achieve certain things as Ismail goes off there at Clearways. I'm not too sure whether he's trying to practice a practice start or not. I am not too sure, but really needs to get out of 3rd gear. It's not really going to work. How long till quali? Just bear with me, guys. So we've got around, I'd say around 20 minutes, mate, if you're watching the stream. So so they're just asking how long's till qualifying. I don't have a problem with certain things. We've got, hopefully we're going to get more, potentially more drivers potentially jumping into the lobby as well. So we'll see what happens within the Eldar Sim Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans here at Brands Hatch. We are obviously on home turf for most of these guys, except for Love Frequency and of course Game Race, aka Ismail. So we shall see what happens for these guys as Mecca bins it into the gravel trap at Paddock Hill Bend. And you know, these guys have been fantastic from day one, since full-time running of the championship since we started a couple of weeks ago. It's not been the hardest championship. You know, we had the beautiful Mini 7s last season, as you guys may be aware, and you know, we could you know, the championship then was a nail biter, and also I believe the Porcshe Caymans one will be even closer and maybe even stressful for some of the guys. We may try and invite some of the guys into the party to have a pre-race or a couple of interviews if we get time, and depending on how smoothly we go, I may invite them into the chat party and we'll have a quick interview if we can, as the frequency bends it in out onto the tyre barrier going out of, I believe it was out of Graham Hill. So yeah, he's gone a bit off there. Yeah, he has. So as I say, guys, if you like what you see here, like, comment and subscribe. It will help us out massively, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens within the 10-minute qualifying. I've already given the guys a heads up what to do in qualifying. If you're watching the stream, guys, I'll go through it again. If you're on a slow lap and you've got a faster car that's on a faster lap, please do move out the way with your hazard lights on and get off the racing line to let the faster guys past. This way it won't hamper anyone's lap times. So yeah, I'm gonna obviously grab a drink of water and go for a quick comfort break, and then I will come back and we'll have a bit more of a chat before qualifying. Excuse me. And yeah, we'll see what goes on here for the Decals lab at Porcshe Caymans. We will potentially, hopefully, fingers crossed, have a few more back into the lobby, and also we will see what is happening. I don't know if Ben's coming back, but we shall see. We'll see what happens, and I will be back in a moment or two, guys. So yep, I'll give you the sights and sounds of a couple of the guys that are essentially some of the guys are just sitting in pit lane, but at the moment I'll give you the sights and sounds, and I'll give you an onboard shot with none other than Love Mecca, and I'll see you guys very shortly. Okay, guys. Yeah, we're just getting ready for coming up to qualifying. Okay. So I believe at the moment Ben Smith is having issues, so he may not be joining us at the moment. But we're just going to wait and see what happens. At the moment, James Stephen seems to be in the pit lane. I'm not going anywhere, so I can't view the others on track why James is stuck in the pit lane. But never mind. This is going to be potentially epic for qualifying as well. We'll see what times these guys are doing. If I can potentially see what these guys... Yeah, because I can't really see what they're doing on track, because with James stuck in pit lane, it's a bit unfortunate that I can't really see what the others are doing on track. So, we are here on home turf for most of these guys. Now, I'll check where the Eldar British touring cars are for you on the... they are, of course, they are Lake Lago Maggiore, or Lake Maggiore, for this evening's British touring cars. They've got 3 races. I believe Will Sutter's is leading the championship for that one. So if James would change tyres, then we could probably potentially excuse me, potentially see the guys on track. But at the moment, the guy in the suit looks very professional. So we'll see what happens within this evening. We have got, excuse me, while I'm just accidentally got my glass next to the mic. We do have 10 minutes, well, 10 minutes till qualifying. So we have 10 minutes to go until qualifying session, as Jay Baxter has just joined the room, which is good to see. It is going to be potentially, hopefully, a great evening. So yeah, get on with the guys. These guys are fantastic. They're a fantastic group. I couldn't ask for more really from these guys. Seems to me that we do have... we are waiting to see if Mark Palmer does turn up, and potentially to see if Ben Smith makes it into the lobby as well. That will lead us up into potentially 14. Ben Smith's still struggling at the moment, but we'll see if he comes into the lobby. If not, mate, don't worry, we'll see you next week. It's such a pain for you. British touring cars is struggling for numbers this evening, so we're going to see what happens. If James, if you're watching the stream, James, can you please... It's okay, he's doing it. He's doing as I asked him, which means potentially, which is going to be good to see. I don't think he's going to be up for an interview, because he's just said he's got his mates on, which is fair play, mate. Fair play. We're all allowed to have certain things go on. But yeah, we're going to see what goes on for the championship contenders. Ideally, we could do with someone like Craig and some of the other guys potentially push on and try to stop the rot, or trying to stop the winning streak of Moz and of course James Stephen. I don't know what happened between Chris and of course Chris Richardson and of course Love Mecca, but I don't think it was any harm done. But I'm gonna hopefully see what happens. Ben's just joined the room, so hopefully Ben's internet should be fine. It's a bit unfortunate there's only 6 in British touring cars as well this evening. Which would be a bit of a shame this evening. There's only 6 of them in the Shell Lawman Motorsport at British touring cars, so 2 more join, so I'll leave it up to, I'll bring it up to 8 for them. So it's a bit of a poor showing really for them, because you know it's just one of them. But we've got potentially Ben's made it out on track. I don't know if he's still struggling or not, but he looks to be. Ben Smith does a pirouette going into Clearways, which I don't think was really good for him. So we have, I'll just go and see who's here. We do have 13 drivers on the grid this evening, as Cordray bends it into Paddock Hill Bend. I don't know what he's trying to achieve by going the wrong way. As luckily they are ghosted. So I believe Mark Palmer is not going to be racing this evening, which is a massive shame really, because I was hoping Mark would get some decent results. But hey ho, never mind, we'll see him next week. With 5 minutes to go until qualifying, so we have the 10-minute qualifying. It is a 10-minute qualifying session. It may seem like it may last forever around here, because it probably will, because it is a short circuit. But for these guys are going to be giving up, and potentially, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes to plan and everything goes very well. I'm just going to have a look at Ben Smith. Still a bit glitchy. He's ended up leaving, which is it's a bit of a shame really for Ben, because I thought Ben would be potentially gonna put in some good shows with these guys. I don't think he'll end up coming back, because we've got 4 minutes until qualifying, and James just demonstrates how to get rid of the penalty, and he's now going to do a practice start. Yeah, so the grid for race 1 will be determining results of qualifying, and then it will be essentially whoever wins race 1 will start at the back for race 2. It will be a full grid reverse, and it will be a rolling start. So it will be a full grid reverse. So if James Stephen finishes first, he starts at the back, and then if whoever's at the back, I'll give you a prime example. So say for example Marky Mark is at the back for race from race 1. He will be here at the front, and he will be on pole position for race 2. And then race 3 will be a standing start, but it will be the finishing results of race 2. As much as it sounds, we are on the super soft tyres. James Stephen changes all 4 there, and we will go through potentially what will happen for qualifying. So we do have just to make sure these guys are going to be ready soon for potentially qualifying. Just check. Yes, so it is 18 laps. Ben Smith dropped me a message. So Ben has got at least 2 minutes. But hopefully he shall be back in the lobby very shortly. If not, then I'll have to go without you, mate, which will be a massive shame. But we'll see what happens. So Ben at least has he has a minute until we start qualifying. So if Ben does hurry up, we can start qualifying. If not, we'll have to start without him, which will be pretty of a shame with these yellow flags going into Surtees. I believe there's a car off. I'm trying to think. Ben's just joined the room, so that's just pushing. That's just pushed it. Okay, Ben, I'll just keep an eye on the stream as well, and I'll keep an eye on you, mate. As Ben is, see where Ben is Ben actually on track? We'll have a look in a moment or two. We are going to get ready for the qualifying in a moment or two. Ben's gone. Just as I put that. Just bear with me, guys. Ben's just joining the room. We're just gonna. Okay. So the guys are ready for potentially qualifying. Let's go for qualifying. I do apologise. We are going to get ready for qualifying. It is going to be 10 minutes round here, and it should be fine. It should be a good lap, and let's see what happens as we had the timer for qualifying potentially produce. So sorry about that, guys. We're waiting for Ben to potentially enter the lobby. I was giving him a minute to just get going. We'll see if everyone can get out of the pit lane. I do understand the people. Just to make sure he's gone. He's gone. Alright, so Ben's gone. Marky Mark is staying in pit lane to serve his pit lane, or serve his qualifying ban. So we shall see what goes on. Currently on the out laps, which can be amazing to see what happens within the out lap. As Ben Smith is absolutely raging. I can't really do anything about it, mate, if you're watching the stream, but absolutely gutted. So we'll see what goes on as Craig starts his first of potentially, we'll probably say about 4 flying laps out here. So we'll see what happens within qualifying. So we'll see who crosses the line and who sets the benchmark for qualifying. So yes, this is going to be potentially interesting to see what happens. As Mark McCabe says, have a good quality, lads. Yeah, we shall, mate. It's a shame you're not out there qualifying, but unfortunately, after what happened to you, as Craig's just done a 47.182, Moz has done a 46.9. Well, at the moment, James Stevens done a 46.6. Kojoy and Love Frequency have done 47.1, and Kojoy's done 48.2. Joe Smiles has done a 47.5, and then Game Race has done a 47.3. Dan Bailey's done a 47.2, and Ginger Baxter's done a 48 point. Can't remember now because times are flying. Yeah, 48.6. Max Robertson's done a 48.3, and then Chris Richardson has done a 48.7. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. As the real Osman has just crossed the line, done a 47.1. Moz has done a 46.8. James Stephen did not improve his lap time there, but this is going to be vital. This is actually going to be probably one of the most vital sessions of qualifying. We'll have a look at some of the guys further back with roughly 7 minutes. 7 minutes remaining on the clock. This is going to be spectacular. We are looking at Dan Bailey at the moment. Dan Bailey is obviously looking forward to seeing what can go on here. He's chasing down Kojo to try and get a toe off him at the moment. So far so good. But we'll see what happens with these guys. It's going to be evenly matched. James Stephen is pitted. I don't know why he's pitted there. I think he's pitted for fresh tyres. Which isn't going to be interesting. As Dan Bailey's done a 47.0, Kojo's done a 48.2, Joey Smiles has done a 47.076, Ginger Baxter's done a 48.4, Max Robertson has done a 48.0, and yeah, so this is quite interesting to see what happens. James Stephen is actually currently out on his outlap from pit lane, so whether he's technically decided to, I don't know what's with coming up to 5 minutes 45 on the clock. Yeah, 5 minutes 45. So at the moment it's the championship protagonist, James Stephen. I don't know why he keeps coming into pit lane. I don't know whether he's flat spotted his tyres or not, but you know it's going to be pretty frustrating as Chris Richardson's done 48.017. So Moz at the moment with 5 minutes 23 on the clock is going to potentially try and push down, potentially try and get into the times. I think at this rate the guys are trying to swap tyres, but we'll see what goes on. His compatriot Craig Thomas at the moment is chasing down. None of them have improved their times here with 5 minutes left on the clock, so it will be 5 minutes on the clock to go within these guys. We'll see what goes on. Jerry Smiles at the moment, aka Jerry Dolan, is in third place at the moment. Max Robertson is across the line. These guys have not improved on their times. It's going to be so interesting to see what happens. As I say, Jimmy Baxter in pit lane as well, but James Stephen at the moment, your poleman, with 4.5 minutes remaining in the session. We'll see what happens within the last remaining couple of minutes of qualifying. At the moment he's purple in sector 1, going down to Graham Hill Bend and potentially powering his way up towards Surtees and Clearways and obviously McLaren, and then down to the Bradman Straight. He's a bit down in sector 2 there, and we'll see what happens within his qualifying time. It's just going to be probably pushing on and potentially seeing what's going to happen, as Chris Richardson's done a 47.8. Yellow flags at Paddock Hill Bend, so it's going to probably hamper James's lap time, as Chris Richardson has gone off into the gravel. Ismail's done a 46.9, sorry, I am getting a bit slightly confused with the shorter lap times, as you can tell, but Chris has gone off the paddock hill bend. He's still trying to get out of the way. He's kept it nicely as Dan Bailey is trying to chase down Max Robertson, trying to get Max Robertson to get out of the way as Max bins it going into clearways, which has caused a yellow flag, so it's going to hamper their times, as we'll see what goes on. James Stephen at the moment with he's back in pit lane again. I don't know why he keeps going into pit lane. He needs to seriously get on with the job and seriously get his time, otherwise with his title nemesis Gareth Morris, Ginger Baxter's done a 47.588 with coming up to 2 minutes 45, as Moz has done a 46.807. But these guys seriously need to realise, if you're going to keep pitting all the time, it's going to cost you time and potentially push you into not the best position. We've got 2 minutes 20 on the clock, so they will probably get 2 more flying laps into their qualifying runs. It is going to be potentially not easy, if I say, but you know, it's going to be potentially what is happening as Dan Bailey goes off on the entry to Clearways. I don't think that's going to improve his lap time there. At the moment he's doing so, you know, he's been doing so well so far. He's been consistent as the frequency, okay, Love Mecca crosses the line with 1 minute 45 on the clock. So they are potentially going to get a couple more laps in, probably two. We'll see what happens with him, depending on who can put their foot flat to the floor. So at the moment I'll go through the grid. There's obviously a yellow flag up into the run-up to Druids. James Stephen at the moment is chasing down Max Robertson, but James crosses the line now. It doesn't do any better for him with 1 minute 12 on the clock. I believe Ben Smith, as the real Osman, has done a 47.151. So yeah, so at the moment we've got 45 seconds of qualifying left and remaining. James Stephen at the moment is still on pole position, followed by Gareth Morris, followed by Ismail, and then followed by Jerry, and then followed by Dan Bailey, and then of course Love Frequency. Unfortunately Love Frequency is sitting out the remainder 25 seconds left. And you got Craig, then you got Jay Baxter, and you got Chris Richardson, and then Max Robertson, and then Kodre, and then of course Marky Mark, and unfortunately Ben Smith may be missing. We have got essentially now 6 seconds remaining of qualifying, so we'll see what goes on. These guys are potentially, qualifying is now over and done with, so depending on who can get quicker throughout the times, that may be James Stephen at the moment is on provisional pole position, but whether he will be is another thing. It may be potentially coming up to take pole position at the moment, but we shall see what goes on as Gareth comes across the lot. Oh, it doesn't even make, which is so annoying. What Craig's done a 47.116, which will push him still in 7th place though. So that is qualifying over and done with for the Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans at Brands Hatch, and which is not ideally. Hopefully it should be fantastic to see what James Stephen can do from pole position. He pitted a few times in qualifying, but maybe it's just to get fresh tyres and probably to get himself out of traffic. half a second between first and 7th. Yes, absolutely, mate. Half a second between 1st and 7th place. That is absolutely fantastic throughout the top 7 on the grid. it's going to be amazing to see what happens within that potentially that time frame. It should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with potentially race 1. We're just going to let the timer run out while these guys are having a cooldown lap, and we'll get ready for potentially race 1 out of 3. James Stephen puts in the chat, good luck all, not Moz obviously. Don't be tight. He's going to give it his all. He's actually alongside you on the grid, mate. I think Ben Smith has joined the room. He's going to have to unfortunately miss out on race 1. If he, which is a bit unfortunate. So we'll see what happens within these guys. I don't know if Ben Smith wants me to let him join, or is he going to be happy to wait till race 2? I'm not too sure, but you know, these guys are going to be on the money. So qualifying has now ended. And there has been potentially, we'll see what goes on for race number 1 of the Decals Lab Porcshe Cayman. We are at Brands Hatch, so it is James Stephen alongside championship contender Gareth Morris. You got Ismail, Joey Smalls, Dan Bailey, and of course Rob Frequency, the Real Osman, Ginger Baxter, Chris Richardson, and the rest of the guys. We are about to get the green flag from the back of the grid, and the red light is about to turn to green. I can't see the starting gantry from here, but James Stephen gets an electric start, so does Ismail. Ismail's trying to leapfrog Gareth Morris into Paddock Hill Bend, and we'll see what goes on through the first couple of turns as we are climbing up towards Druids. Now this is going to be spectacular stuff as Dan Bailey gets into 3rd place by Druids, gets past Jerry Smalls, and no 4th place, should I say. I beg your pardon. Ismail is into 3rd place, Jerry Smalls, and of course Dan Bailey running a bit wide, and then you've got Real Osman, of course Love Frequency, and of course Craig, and Ginger Baxter, and Chris Richardson, and Kodre, and of course Marky Mark, as Ginger Baxter there didn't really see what went on. He's lost place, he's lost 11th, down into 11th place. So at the moment James Stephen leads the race for the 2nd time, going into Paddock Hill Bend, going up to Druids. This is going to be fantastic stuff. James Stephen, the championship leader, has potentially got a bit of a gap between his arch title nemesis Gareth Morris. We shall see what goes on within this title hunt. Within James Stephen is potentially going to be pushed to the absolute limit as Dan Bailey and of course Jerry Smalls battling for 4th and 5th, but then you've also got Craig as Jerry Smalls gets a bit hooked and a bit loose in front of Love Frequency. So Jerry has dropped down to 6th place, and Love Mecca is trying to push on as well. So these guys are having a bit of a battle. And you have Kodre, aka Alexandru, and then Marky Mark, and of course Chris Richardson chasing down each other, with of course Max Robertson and of course the Ginger Baxter at the back of the field at the moment, but back up the front at the moment. James Stephen is trying to slowly eke out the gap, but he's not getting much of a gap because Gareth Morris there is also trying to chase him down for potentially 1st place at the moment, but we'll see what goes on between these guys. Moz has the fastest lap of the race at the moment. James Stephen is still holding on for dear life. He's trying to get past. He's trying to hold off Gareth Morris as we go across the line for the 4th time into Paddock Hill Bend. Here we go. Let's see who's going to be the last to break as Moz tries to make the move. James Stephen closes the door, thinks none of that, not on your life sunshine. They spark the way up towards Druids, But you know, this is going to be fantastic stuff. As Game Race, aka Ismail Numeri, is in third place. It's good showing from Ismail, as we get Dan Bailey into fourth place. At the moment, Love Frequency, he's made his way up into fifth place, and Jerry Smalls, his best mate, well, one of his best mates of the field, is in sixth place. Then you got Alexandru running a bit wide into Graham Hill Bend, or on the exit going up towards Surtees, and then you got Marky Mark and Chris Richardson behind, and then you got Ginger Baxter finally got past Max Robertson, but he's gone off again into clearways. I don't know what happened to Craig, but Ginger Baxter saved it, but unfortunately due to going off track, it's pushed him back down into 12th. But we're going to go back up to the battle between Love Frequency and of course Jerry Smalls. At the moment, this is going to be fantastic stuff, going into Druids Bend for the fifth time. Jerry Smalls is going to be looking forward to seeing what's going on and potentially what's going to happen. We believe there's a battle. Yes, there's a battle now for the lead. Gareth Morris, there's still this battle between Gareth Morris and of course James Stephen. James Stephen gets a bit eking sideways as Ben Smith, unfortunately his night gets worse and changes, unfortunately he's left, but James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris are battling it out for first and second in the championship, but also on track. This is going to be absolutely, I don't know what to say, but this is going to be fantastic, as we have a bit of Jerry Smalls has finally got past, none other than the Frequency, as Hattalad says good luck all. I'm just gonna obviously feel sorry for Ben, because he was looking forward to this evening. Marky Mark is chasing down Kojai, but then you've got Chris Richardson and the real Osman, and of course Max Robertson, and of course Ginger Baxter battling, well, having a bit of a back of an end as James Stephen gets twitchy going out of Paddock Hill Bend there, as Moz tries to make a move into Druids, but James Stephen closes the door. He knows that Moz is going to try and overtake, but this is the top two in the championship. This is absolutely going to be fantastic. We're already on lap 7 out of 18, but my goodness, what we're going to see here tonight. Are we going to see a rare mistake from James Stephen, or are we just going to see a masterclass as James Stephen gets a bit sideways, going into clearways there as we go on to the start-finish line and potentially crossing the line. Ismail's still in touch with these guys. He's waiting for them guys to make a mistake up in front. But then you've also got Dan Bailey, Jerry Smalls, Love Frequency, Porcshe, Marky Mark, Chris Richardson, Craig, Max, and of course the Ginger Baxter rounded up the field. But James Stephen still under threat from Gareth Morris. We are going to see what goes on with these guys. These, like I say, these two are the championship contenders. These two are championship contenders, but they're also 1 and 2 on the track. This is going to be heart in the mouth. Who's going to really open up? Are they going to open up taps? But Moz is going to be there. Gareth Morris is trying to say to James, come on, mate. You know, we're battling for the championship. Yeah, fair play, but come on. This is what we want to see. This is what they're giving the stream. So if you like what you see here, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out everything else all to do with Eldar Sim Racing. This is going to be fantastic. I don't know where to look. I believe there's been a change. I believe there's been a change somewhere else. I don't think there has though, but Chris Richardson and of course Craig are battling it out for 9th and 10th, and then you've got Max Robertson in 11th and also Ginger Baxter. I don't know what's happening to Ginger Baxter. He's lagging there. He's not a happy guy at the moment. But we've got this battle, back to this battle for the lead between Gareth Morris and of course James Stephen for potentially first place in the race. But we are going to see what goes on. Oh, the banging back wheels. This is going to be fantastic. Who's going to be the last to break? Is Gareth going to get past James, or is James going to close the door? Oh, James closes the door and he sparks his way back up into the lead, into Druids Bend for the 10th time. This is going to be fantastic stuff with 8 laps to go, guys. 8 laps to go in the first race of the Decals Lab Friday night on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel here at Brands Hatch, brought to you by obviously the Eldar Sim Racing Group, but also proud sponsor of within the Decals lab here. Oh my goodness gracious, as we see here, Gareth is trying to push everything. He's trying to push everything to James and trying to say to James, come on, you know, we're going to have to work together because we've got faster guys behind us as well. But you've also got Ismail and of course Dan Burley, but then you've also got Jerry Smiles, but you've also got Love Frequency, and you've got Marky Mark from the back of the grid, but then you've also got Caudre and obviously Craig also battling for 8th and 9th at the moment as Craig tries to make the move going down into Paddock Hill Bend. Is he going to make it into Druids? He has the inside for Druids. He does make the move. Caudre runs a bit wide there, and Chris Richardson, unfortunately, I don't know what's happened to Chris there. He's gone off at Paddock Hill Bend, which is a bit unfortunate for Chris there. But Marky Mark now has got past obviously Craig, but he's coming back. He's got Caudre as well. These guys are having a three-way scrap for 7th, 8th and 9th. This is going to be fantastic stuff going across the line. Who's going to be the last? Marky Mark's got he's got his indicator on. He's going to have to be careful. He's already had a bit of issues with the stewards this time. He does not want this, but he makes the move into 7th place. He's still got his left-hand indicator on. Is he using that as a deterrent, as a distraction, or is he just doing it as one of them? We shall see what happens, but we'll go back towards the lead of the race as we are about to start lap 13 out of 18 with James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris. These two are battling out for first and second, not only in the championship but also on track at the moment. This is fantastic stuff, but I can't believe what we're seeing. Well, you know, we see Marky Mark and of course Craig, so Mark McCabe versus Craig, and of course Alexandru into Paddock Hill Bend. Marky Mark still has that. Is he got his indicators, or is it his hazard lights? It's hard to tell. It looks like he's got his left-hand indicator on. He's trying to tell Craig there's a yellow flag as Dan Bailey's binned it. Dan Bailey has binned it, guys. Can we see what has happened? Yeah, he just clips the curb going out of Graham Hill Bend. That is a bit unfortunate for Dan. That is going to really hamper him. That is going to absolutely hamper him this evening. As James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris, as we were looking at Dan Bailey going off track, which is a bit unfortunate. James and Gareth are still battling for first and second. Not like I say, this is not only the championship fight, but it's also the battle for first place. It's also battle for the top step of the podium, as we have got 4 laps to go in this first race of the Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans, live and exclusive on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel, live from Brands Hatch. Who's going to take the first win of the evening? Is it going to be James Stephen or is it going to be Gareth Morris? And Love Frequency there is in 5th place. Jerry Smiles is up the road in 4th. We've got Ismail in 3rd. Mark McCabe has still got his left-hand indicator on. I don't know whether he knows that, but is it a deterrent to tell to put off Craig that's following him? But you know, Marky Mark is in 6th place at the moment, but then Craig is in 7th, then you've got Caudre in 8th, Dan Bailey is up in 9th place at the moment, Max Robertson in 10th place, then you've got Jay Baxter in 11th, then you've got Chris Richardson, unfortunately, poor old Chris in 12th place, and James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris. James Stephen runs a bit wide into clearways there, which allows Gareth Morris up into trying to sneak in, potentially nearly make contact, but these two are still battling with 2 laps to go on in the first race of the Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans. We shall see what goes on. We are enthralled. The crowd are enjoying this. The crowd are hoping the weather picks up. It's a bit cloudy at the moment, but we'll shall see. You know, this is going to be, I don't know where to look, because the battles, the law that we have, you know, we still have Marky Mark with that indicator. He's still got his indicator. He goes a bit sideways into Paddock Hill Bend, which is trying to block Craig, but then you've also got Dan Bailey finally making his move into 8th place, trying to make up grounds from that earliest spin there. And obviously Alexandru, the Romanian, still trying to chase after Dan Bailey, but we'll go back to this battle as Chris Richardson unfortunately has gone off at clearways, I believe, as James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris, these two are battling with the penultimate lap of the race at the moment. These two are going to be battling hard, and it's going to be potentially, it's going to be so amazing to see what goes on. But James Stephen here, the Scotsman, the 31-year-old Scotsman, he is on course for potentially an easy win. Or is Gareth going to put him under pressure? These two are battling for first and second, also in the championship. Give a big bit of a kiss there. But this is going to be fantastic. This is going to be a battle down to the line to go across the line to start the final lap of the race. We are going to be on fire. The crowd are loving this. This is going to be fantastic. James and Gareth, as Ben Smith, unfortunately, his bad night gets from bad to worse again. You know, he's wanting to race, but unfortunately his internet's letting him down. But James Stephen there. James Stephen versus Gareth. We may have to come back to this battle, but at the moment it's going to be so hard. James Stephen and Gareth, they're running wide, coming out of Graham Hill Bend up towards Surtees now. This battle is going to be, I know we've concentrated on this battle, but you know, this has been fantastic. Gareth sticks nose up into the inside of into clearways, but James Stephen thinks none of it. He comes across to take another win of the season. James Stephen is out of this planet. He is on a mission. Gareth Morris comes home in second. Ismail takes his first podium of the season, with Joey Smiles coming home in 4th place, and Love Frequency takes 5th place there. And what about this Marky Mark? Still got his indicator flashing, coming home in 6th place after a back of the grid, so that's fantastic for Mark. And Dan Bailey comes home in 7th. Crojoy comes home in 8th place, and then Max Robertson comes home in 9th, and then Craig comes home in 10th. We don't know what happened to Craig. And Ginger Baxter comes home in 11th, and then Chris Richardson, unfortunately a lap down, comes home in 12th place. But my god, that was fantastic stuff. But my god, what a battle for the lead. I can't believe what I've just witnessed here, guys. I can't believe that was epic. And I'll tell you this, guys, I will confirm the race results now, and I will get the results for you guys, and we will go through what goes on. James Stephen, the king of the Caymans at the moment, finished 1st place alongside Gareth Morris and Ismail, and of course Joey Smiles and Love Frequency. Marky Mark came from the back of the grid to finish 6th place. Dan Bailey and Alexandru finished 7th and 8th. Max Robertson come home in 9th. The Real Osman came home in 10th, Ginger Baxter in 11th, and Chris Richardson a lap down, unfortunately, in 12th. Fastest lap went to Gareth Morris on lap number 3 with a 46.8. So it's good showing. I'll tell you what, guys, race 2 is going to be potentially, don't know how race 2 is going to pan out. We shall see what goes on with race 2. Race 2 will be potentially a mega race for these guys. It is going to be, I don't know, but I believe Ben's going to try and jump in again for the lobby. But what a race from these guys. James Stephen, and of course so race 2 will begin at 8:30. So if you guys need a comfort break, I'll just jump in. So race 2 will be at 8:30. So, I may, while we're here, I may invite some of the guys in for a pre-race, a race interview at some point. We have got potentially stuff to look for. So we've got roughly around as we've got Huttlad says, hello hoppers, it's Rome V. Alright buddy, how's it going? Welcome to the stream my friend. Do have a part to be up. Well, James Stephen, you can wait patiently. But hopefully we shall have 2 minutes then. So if you want to go for a quick smoke, guys, come on quickly. Because we'll be starting in 2 minutes time. Oh, I just realised something. Bollocks. Yeah, sorry for my language, I just messed something up there. And yes, yeah, Germs, I know, if you're watching the stream mate, I knew. Was testing you. Was testing you to see if you were paying attention, mate. Obviously I wasn't. But we'll see what happens. So as I say, I do apologise for my language if you slightly heard my language. It's just because I got the grid wrong. Well, the start for so is everybody ready? I'm going to make sure everyone is ready. Dan Bailey needs to enter the lobby. So we'll wait for Dan Bailey to enter the lobby and then we can get going for the next round. So yeah, let's hope these guys are ready, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But it is the full grid reversal of race 1, and technically whoever starts pole position will be, I believe it's Chris Richardson from pole position. No, it's not, it's Ben Smith, but never mind, that's because Ben was missing from race 1. But we shall see what goes on with these guys. Up front for race 1, I believe we're all here and we are all correct and we are all ready to go. It's going to be fantastic stuff. Ben Smith starts the reverse grid. He's normally a natural at these reverse grid races. We'll see what he can do. It will be the first time Ben's actually been out on track this evening due to his issues. As we get ready for going anytime now, as Ben puts the foot down ready for round number 11 of the Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans, brought to you by the Eldar Racing Group, the ESR Online Racing League. Yes, and Chris Richardson is in second place, followed by the Ginger Baxter and of course Craig and then Max Robertson and of course Codray and Dan Bailey, and also Marky Mark, and of course Jerry Smiles, and Ulred and Ismail's already there, and of course Moz, and of course James Stephen are still having this battle, battling already for potentially 12th and 13th place at the moment. They're having a bit of a battle. We'll see what's going on with them anytime soon, but at the moment Ben Smith has got a lead at the moment. He's already leading, but I have a feeling he's lagging a bit, and it's not going to be good for him. You know, this is not really what he wants. He wants to have a good race, as we see Craig under pressure from Chris Richardson, and of course Max Robertson tries to overtake Chris Richardson going into Druids, which he does, and Dan Bailey's also there joining in the fray. We shall see what goes on within in the fray, and you've got Chris Richardson now holding up, I believe that's Alexandru, yes, James Stephen, and of course Gareth Morris are towards the back at the moment, as we've got Marky Mark and of course Jerry Smalls battling, but you've also got Cordray and of course Chris Richardson having a battle, and then you've got Low Frequency and Marky Mark having a battle. But then you've also got James Stephen, Dangerman James as I'm going to call him, diving into potentially 11th place, but also Moz is there into they've got a bit of a battle. There's about 9 cars, that's right, 9 cars for potentially these places, as Chris Richardson goes off at Graham Hill Bend. That's a bit unfortunate for Chris. That's pushed him. I don't know what's happened to Chris, because Chris he's there now. It wasn't showing on the timing at the time, but Joey Smalls in 7th place ahead of Low Frequency at the moment. We've got Ben Smith at the moment still lagging a bit, but holding on to this lead. We're already on lap number 4 as Ginger Baxter and Craig are in 2nd and 3rd. Then you've got Dan Bailey in 5th place, and then you've got of course Jay Baxter had a bit of a twitch. I don't know what's happening there, but we've got Max Robertson in 5th place, then you've got Joey Smalls, but James Stevens on a massive charge. He's got cars between him and of course Moz there. He's got cars between him and Gareth Morris. This could be a good showing, but you know, this is going to be potentially three cars ahead of Moz at the moment. This is going to be pretty much a charge from James Stephen, Dangerman James as we're going to call him, going into potentially to chase after Jerry Dobbin, and Max Robertson at the moment is showing a good showing, but we've got a battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Ginger Baxter runs a bit wide into Druids, chased down by Craig, he's still flashing the lights, and of course Dan Bailey is also chasing Ginger Baxter down. I believe Ben Smith is still up the road. He's actually now up the road. He's doing quite well to hold on to 1st place at the moment. Like I say, this is Ben's first outing, but Ben's still having a bit of twitches and a bit of lag sometimes. But you know, the real Osman is up into 2nd place. The Ginger Baxter is in 3rd place, followed by Dan Bailey. But James has got past Dangerman. James has got past Jerry Smiles, aka Jerry Dobbin, but Max Robertson is not probably going to let James through. Max is doing a good showing into 5th place at the moment, and James is also trying, but there's been a bit of a change for 3rd place with Ginger Baxter and of course Dan Bailey. But at the moment Ginger Baxter is holding on to 3rd place at the moment, with Dan Bailey pushing on, and you've got Ben Smith still eking out this lead. As we go on to lap number 7, Craig is in 2nd place, but then you've got Dan Bailey in 3rd place. Ginger Baxter's gone off at clearways, which is a bit unfortunate, which is allowed. He's rejoined near James. Dangerman James has made his way up into potentially 5th place, and he's got Max Robertson ahead of him. He's going to have to be he's on a charge here. I don't know what James is drinking, but it's making him go like hell as he touches Max Robertson to make his way up into 4th place. Ginger Baxter's unfortunately dropped back down into 8th place. Max Robertson is in 6th place, but Jerry Smalls is in 5th place. But then you've also got Moz and of course Kodre and of course Marky Mark. They're trying to battle, but if you know, for 9th, 10th and 11th at the moment. But we'll see what happens. Ismail's in 12th with Chris Richardson in 13th place, unfortunately. As Ben Smith actually is controlling this race. He probably feels better about his earlier woes, but we'll see what happens there. Craig is in 2nd place and Dan Bailey in 3rd place. But this battle for 4th, 5th and potentially 6th place between Jerry Smalls and of course James Stephen and of course Max Robertson potentially jumping into 6th place at the moment. Unfortunately, Ben Smith's disconnected from the race lead. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Which is now handing Craig Thomas the lead for potentially the second time of his career. Craig could potentially get his 2nd win of the season here at Brands Hatch. He's actually going to stop the rot. But that brings James Stephen up into 3rd place. Dan Bailey's up into 2nd at the moment. But Jerry Smalls is also there for 4th place. Max Robertson is back up into 5th place. And then you've got, of course, Love Frequency. And then you've got Moz. Moz is up into 7th place. But the points difference, it's going to swing back into James Stephen's favour. And then you've got Jay Baxter and Marky Mark. These two had a bit of a tussle at the Nürburgring last time out, so you know Marky Mark's got to be careful. And then you've got Alexandru following these guys, but then you've got Chris Richardson and Ismail battling for 11th and 12th. But at the moment, Craig Thomas, at the moment, I feel sorry for Ben. Ben's lost the lead. You know, Craig's just done the fastest lap of the race with a 47.239. But I feel sorry for Ben. Ben's night gets from bad to worse. Yet again, he's going to be livid with that. He's not going to be happy. He was leading so well, and then obviously mechanical issues in his Porsche has forced him to retire. But then you've got Dan Bailey in 2nd. Dan Bailey. But what's this? Jerry Smalls has got past James Stephen. Can we see on the replay if we can? We'll see going up into Druids. Jerry just gets past James into Druids there. Ben's not very happy. Ben's just dropped me a message saying he's not happy. I'm not going to repeat what he says, but Jerry's up into 3rd place. Got Danger Man James behind him. But this is going to be fantastic for Jerry. Jerry can get a podium. But you've got Max Robertson and of course the Frequencies battling as well. So there's battle for 3rd and 4th and potentially 11th and 12th and also 5th and 6th as Love Frequency makes the move into Druids there. Gets past Max Robertson for 5th place there, but then you've also got this battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Dangerman James has got past Jerry yet again. This is going to be fantastic, but Jerry's coming back. Jerry's coming back at him. Jerry's knocked into the door, into the passenger side door there of James Stephen, but they're battling for 3rd and 4th at the moment. This is fantastic between these two. And Dan Bailey's up the road with Craig it's still in the lead. But James Stephen, Dangerman James versus Jerry Dobbin. The Cheshire Cat, Jerry Dobbin as I'm going to call him. James Stephen gets past into Druids. Moz is still trying to get past Max Robertson as he does for potentially 6th place there. As Max is struggling a bit. Max is dropped down to 7th. You've got Ginger back to 8th place. You've got Kojo aka Alexandru in 9th place, and you've got Marky Mark in 10th place. He's got his right indicator on this time. I think he's trying to do that as a deterrent, you know, to trip people. Then you got Chris Richardson's off in the gravel at Paddock Hill Bend, with Ismail up into 11th. Dan Bailey is in 2nd place with James Stephen, and of course Jerry Dobbin still battling out for 3rd and 4th at the moment. But Love Frequency is also going to join this battle if these two make a mistake. But Jerry's going to be on the charge. He wants to stop Dangerman James from potentially getting away and getting all these points and eating away. But this is fantastic stuff between these guys, you know. We've never seen racing such like this. I thought we were going to be in proximity, and we were going to be potentially having a bit of a challenge for victories this evening. But as you can see here, Craig Thomas, aka the real Osman, oh, what can I say? This guy, depending on what happens with 4 laps to go, he will be on course for victory. The sun is now shining, and it must be hot in that cockpit of that Porsche Cayman, closely followed by Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey's absolutely done fantastic this evening. And then you've got James Stephen, and of course Jerry Dobbin battling out for 3rd and 4th. But you've got Love Mecca, and then you've got Moz now up into 6th place. He's thinking, I've got 2 cars between me and James. I do not want this at this stage in the championship. And then you've got Max Robertson, and of course the Ginger Baxter still flashing his lights, and Porcshe, and of course Marky Mark with that right hand indicator. He loves putting indicators on as a deterrent. And then you've got Ismail, and of course Chris Richardson, who is probably about he's about a lap down, unfortunately, which is a bit unfortunate for Chris, but never mind. But then you've got Craig Thomas still out in the lead. But what is going to happen? Who's going to potentially take the 3rd spot on the podium? Will we have James Stephen, Dangerman James as I call him? Because he's not dangerous, but you know he's a danger for his championship. But you know, this could be more points haul for James as he jumps into potentially amazing atmosphere here at Brands Hatch. The crowd are loving this. Jerry Dobbin is chasing him down. The Northern Irishman is potentially going to chase James down. But then you've got Love Frequency, and of course Love Mecca still battling for 5th and 6th. And then you've got Max Robertson here in 7th place, which is a good show for Max, really. He will potentially pick up his best result of the season, as will go on as Ginger Baxter there. And then you've got Porcshe and Marky Mark, was still with that flashing indicator. And then you've got Ismail, and of course Chris Richardson, with Craig Thomas now on the penultimate lap of the race here at Brands Hatch. This is going to be fantastic. Dan Bailey in 2nd place, but then you've still got this battle between James and of course Jerry. Jerry's getting a bit closer now, but James is going to know what happens. This is going to be fantastic stuff. These two probably were in contention for the Mini 7s title last season, as James came in a bit later, but James's good results enabled him to be taking the fight to Jerry for the Mini 7s last time out, or should I say last season, as these two know each other well and also know the way these guys are going to go. This is going to be fantastic. With a lap to go here at Brands Hatch. You've also got Moz up into 5th place. He's got past Love Frequency. We don't say how that happened, but Max Robertson still in 7th place. And then you've got Alexandru and of course Ginger Baxter for 8th and 9th, as Ginger Baxter and of course Porcshe have a bit of battle there. They have a bit of a knock on the start finish line. I don't think that was intentional, but you know, this is going to be fantastic stuff. But Ginger Baxter and of course Alexandru have a bit of a battle, but this is going to allow Marky Mark. But I'm going to come back to that battle any moment. But what about this? Craig Thomas comes to take his 2nd win of the season, flashes the lights. He's going to be happy with that. He's the 2nd person this season to actually stop James or Gareth winning a race. And then Dan Bailey will come home in 2nd place. Then you got James in 3rd. Then you got Jerry in 4th place. Then you got Gareth in 5th. Then you got Love Frequency coming home in 6th. Then Max Robertson coming home in 7th. And then you've got Alexandru and of course Ginger Baxter and of course Marky Mark come home for 8th, 9th and 10th. Fantastic showing from these guys. And then you've got Ismail and of course Chris Richardson crossing the line for 12th and 11th there. So that was absolutely epic. Moz gets the fastest lap of the race as well, and I believe there was 3 penalties within this 2nd race, so we will see what happens But congratulations to Craig Thomas taking another victory of the season. I can't believe how well that was. Oh my days. I'll get the results and I will go through the results as well. We shall see what happens potentially in race number 3. It will be a grid start. It will be the full race results of here, and we will see what happens. But yeah, congratulations to Craig yet again. I'll save the replays for these guys. It will be exciting to see what happens. Grid start with false check, and it will be grid on. Potentially, I believe we are going to be in for. I'll go through the grid order. But we shall see what happens with these guys for potentially, I'll just check what time race 3 technically should be. Race 3 is at 8:15, yeah, that's right. So I'll go through the results, and the real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, wins the race within Dan Bailey in second. Dan gets a podium this season, I believe. He's his second one, I'm not too sure. James Stephen gets third. Jerry Smiles gets fourth. Moz gets fifth. Then Love Frequency gets seventh. Sixth rather. Max Robertson gets seventh. Kodre gets eighth. Ginger Baxter gets ninth. Marky Mark gets 10th. And Ismail and Chris Richardson round up the field with 11th and 12th. Got to feel sorry for Ben Smith. He was leading for a couple of laps, and unfortunately his Cayman expired with an engine issue. So Moz got the fastest lap on lap number 11 with 46.897. So we are going to be potentially going in around so we are going to be potentially going to see what happens for the last race of the evening. After this week we will be at the Red Bull Ring on the Grand Prix circuit for another thrilling 3 races. But after tonight there will be 9 races to go, guys. The championship will be hotting up, so we shall see what happens. So what is going to happen? We are going to be gearing up for a fantastic race. It's going to be potentially going to be amazing. I'm just going to wait for Ismail and Marky Mark to enter the lobby so we can get going for race 3, the final race of the evening here at Brands Hatch. It is going to be probably spectacular. It is going to be probably going to go down to the wire this evening to see who gets the result. Craig will start on pole position, followed by Dan Bailey, and then followed by James Stevens. That will be the top 3, and then you'll have Jerry Smiles and of course Moz, and then of course Love Frequency, and then of course Max Robertson, of course Alex Andrew, and of course Ginger Baxter and Marky Mark, and then Ismail and Chris. Unfortunately Ben Smith will not be taking part in the last race. It is going to be fantastic to see what happens. It is going to be epic. I'm just going to get them guys to enter the lobby. Just going to ask them if they want to go to the lobby, because otherwise it will be delayed. So we have 2 minutes, well, roughly 2 minutes until we get ready for race number 3. So it will be round number 12 of the season. It will be, as I say, nine races to go after this evening. It will be at the glorious Red Bull Ring, and then we head off stateside to go to Laguna Seca, and then we will head off to the finale at Interlagos. So we'll see what goes on. We have this week, we have next week and the week after, and then after that it will be the Christmas break, and then we will have the last 2 races in the new year. It is going to be spectacular stuff. I'm just going to wait and see if Marky Mark is going to make it into the lobby, otherwise we will be waiting for him. We don't want to be doing that, so we'll see what goes on. As I say, guys, if you like what you see here, guys, check out the Clio Cup and also check out the British Touring Cars. That's been going on this evening, and we shall see what goes on for race 3. As we've got a minute, so we're going to have a minute, and we're going to wait and see if Marky Mark enters. Otherwise, we will go without him. And as he's entered now, so that is good. We should be good to go any moment now, and we'll get the final race of the evening. And it's been an absolute pleasure, as we'll see what happens within the next couple of moments. We'll just check the stream quickly, as Scott Drifter, aka Christian Swire. Hello Christian, how are you, my friend? Hope you're okay. It's good to have you watching the stream, my friend. So yes, we are ready for race 3 of the evening. It is going to be another thrilling 18 laps of the Bronze Hatch Indy circuit. So you have Craig, Dan Bailey, James Stephen, Jerry Smalls, Gareth, Love Frequency, Max Robertson, Alexandru, and of course the rest of the field formed up. We are waiting for the green flag at the back of the grid from the marshals to say we are ready. Are we going to get a good start? Who's going to get a good start into Paddock Hill Bend as the lights turn to green now? And James Stephen is going to be on a massive charge. He's going to want another victory, but at the moment we believe Craig has got a good start. But what's this? Dan Bailey's made the move on the outside into turn number 1. He leads leading up to Druids. What's going to happen here? As Dan Bailey already, Jerry Smalls pushed his way up into potentially second place as he Chris Richardson goes off in the background, which is a bit unfortunate. Jerry makes his move into second place, but Dangerman James is there, but Craig and of course Moz are also there. James Stephen is under pressure. He's putting Jerry under pressure, but he's got past. But Moz is also there. But this is going to be fantastic. We're going to see what goes on. Craig's lost out. Love Frequency is in 6th place. Then he got Ginger Baxter. Took his penalty far too late there. Far too late. Marky Mark and of course Max Robertson and Chris Richardson are at the back of the field at the moment, with Dan Bailey leading the race. So far so good for Dan. Dan's on an absolute charge. He's going to want this. But James Stephen, he's the championship leader at the moment. He needs to pick up more points. He's got Jerry Smalls, but we've got Gareth Morris there trying to make a move on Jerry there for potentially 3rd place at the moment. This is going to be enthralling stuff. This is going to be spectacular. We're going to have a couple of battles within what's going on, but Jerry's holding off Moz at the moment. But James Stephen, he's going to want to get past Dan Bailey, but Dan Bailey's going to say none of this. We shall see. But Moz has made the move past Jerry Smalls into Paddock Hill Bend, as we've got coming up the climb up towards Druids. And then you got Craig and of course Love Frequency and Ismail. And you got Cordray and Marky Mark battling it out for 8th and 9th. Then you got Ginger Baxter and of course Chris Richardson and of course Max Robertson. And you know, it is going to be spectacular. But we're going back to this battle for the lead. Dan Bailey at the moment needs to eke out this lead. He needs to get a bigger lead from Dangerman James. Excuse me, as my voice starts going a bit now. But you know, this is going to be fantastic between these guys. I cannot believe what I've seen here this evening. But you know, Dan Bailey's going to want to defend like mad here. But he's, you know, James Stephen has his title nemesis, Gareth Morris. But James makes the move into Druids. but Dan Burley will be on a charge. James runs a bit wide, going down into Graham Hill Bend, but Dan Burley's also there. But you've also got Moz as well. This could be ending in tears for these guys. The top three. You know, is it the top three? It's sort of close, but Dan Bailey gets a bit sideways going out of Surtees into clearways. But this is going to be fantastic stuff. Gareth Morris is also there. James is going to think, what have I got to do to get a clear gap? But Cherry Smiles is also there. Craig's in 5th place, but then followed by Love Mecca and then Ismail. And you've also got Marky Mark and of course Cordrea. Then you've got the Ginger Baxter there, trying to push on. You know, he's going to try and push on. But then you've got Max Robertson and of course Chris Richardson still battle towards the back of the field. But James Stephen, but Moz has got past Dan. Can we see how Moz got past Dan? Or have we got time? Going up to Druids here. He just makes the move sensationally, brilliantly. But Dan Burley's going to probably get another podium. But you got Moz and James Stephen, the title, first and second in the title race. Excuse me, potentially going to push on. But James Stephen's going to potentially get another victory if we are winding on the clock. But you know, we've got Craig. Well, they've also got Ismail trying to make a move on low frequency going into Paddock Hill Bend. This is fantastic stuff between these guys. But then you've also got Marky Mark gets a bit crossed up out of Paddock Hill Bend there. And then you've also got Cordrea, of course, Ginger Baxter and Max Robertson, and of course Chris Richardson also off 11th and 12th. But Moz is gaining on James Stephen. This is what we were going to see in, this is shades of race 1 a couple of minutes ago. But you know, this is going to be potentially a battle. It's going to be enthralling. It could be this could decide what goes on going into the Red Bull Ring between these two. These two have been championships rivals since day one at Monza, but you know, this is going to be fantastic as Gareth tries to make the move on James Stephen going into Druids. Dan runs a bit wide in the background, which allows Jerry Smiles, Jerry Dobbin, to get past him there. But this is going to be potentially one of the fastest and amazing races, but we shall see as Moses trying to get past James Stephen. This could end in tears for these two. This could really end up in tears. We do not want this to end in tears, but you know, James Stephen is pushing and pushing. There's Gareth Morris there. He's also going to try and get past, but this is going to be fantastic stuff. We've got the battle for 3rd place as well as the battle for lead. James Stephen pushes Gareth a bit wide, but you've got the top 4 battling for potentially the top 4 positions out on track. But you've got the top 2 in 1st and 2nd, but you've also got Dan Bailey and of course Jerry Smalls. So you've got the other guys in the championship battle protagonists. But this is going to be fantastic. You know, with Mark Palmer missing, it will bring one of either Dan Bailey or Jerry Smalls up into potentially one of the battles. And you've also got Craig, but Craig Thomas needs to push on a bit. But you've also, well, this is the battle we've been waiting to see, guys. This is the battle we've been waiting to see all evening. And as we see, Cordrea and Ginger Baxter, Max Robertson is also trying to chase these guys down, and Chris Richardson's also slowly trying to catch up with the pack as well. But we'll go back to the top 4 battle at the moment, as we're on lap 9 out of 18 at the moment, as James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris potentially battling for 1st and 2nd. The championship protagonist, should I say, I couldn't get my words out. Championship protagonists battling for 1st and 2nd even in the championship, but also battling for 1st and 2nd on track. Dan Bailey and Jerry Smalls do exactly the same in 3rd and 4th, even though they're not 3rd and 4th in the championship. But they are battling, they are trying to stop these guys out in front. But this is going to be fantastic. This could be heart of the moment for these guys. But we'll see what goes on. Craig's trying to join this battle as well to try and make it 5 cars. But you know, it's going to be really weird as Moz will go back to this battle. We'll try and see what goes on further back if we can. But this is what we need to see. James Stephen, of course Gareth Morris, these two have got to put each other under pressure. They've got to crack somehow. They've got to crack like eggs that are going to be fried in a pan. But you know, this is going to be fantastic. You know, you've got Jerry Smiles and of course Dan Bailey trying to emulate what these guys are doing up at front. This is going to be fantastic. You know, who's gonna make a mistake? But I don't think James and Gareth are going to make mistakes. These two, I can't believe this. This is absolutely out of this world. As we go on to lap number 11 out of 18, Dan Bailey's trying to eke out a gap from Jerry Smalls, but Craig's also going to try and join this battle. But we've got a battle for potentially 7th places, 6th and 7th between Ismail and of course Love Frequency. Further back we've got Marky Mark and of course Ginger Baxter and of course Max Robertson and of course Cordray. But Craig's got onto the back of Jerry Smalls, which has allowed Dan Bailey to try and chase these two. So let's see what happens. I'm not to go back to the battle between Max Robertson and of course Cordray soon, but James Stephen and of course Moz. Oh my goodness gracious, these two championship protagonists, the top two in the championship, as I keep saying, they are battling for this title. But at the moment, James Stephen, the crowd are loving this. This is the last race of the day, you know, this is fantastic. Dan Bailey is going to be a judge as Moz tries to make the move into Druid. He tries to make the move, tries to make it. Who's going to be brave? Is Moz going to break? Is James going to break? Oh, they're banging dollars together, but James goes a bit wide, and Gareth has to slot back in behind James for second place. But yes, this is what we want to see on the Elder Sim streams. But Dan Bailey's also going to try and chase. Unfortunately, Jerry's lost a bit of a gap to Dan now. But Craig's also going to join his battle. But what we want is James and Gareth, the top two in the championship, to crack like eggs when they're in a frying pan. You know, this is going to be fantastic. But these two are putting each other under pressure. But these two need to make a mistake. These two need to make a mistake. But they very rarely make a mistake, because Gareth tries to make the move, gives James a bit of a shove, saying, come on mate, you know, you've had your win, I want mine. Well, these two are very respectful. I've never seen guys like this. Well, this is fantastic. We'll go to a battle between Max Robertson and of course Cordray, but the Ginger Baxter is also in 11th place, but you've got Chris Richardson in a lonely 12th at the moment, but hopefully Chris will get some more good showings as the season goes on. But oh my goodness gracious, we've got James Stephen and of course Gareth Morris. What is going to happen between these guys? Oh, you cannot believe how good these guys have been all season. Dan Bailey's now dropped back a bit, but Gareth is going to try and make the move. We're already on lap 14 out of 18. This is going to be fantastic. This could be one heck of a race if it carried on. We are going to be on a charge, but Gareth is going to be on a charge. This is going to be fantastic. But who's going to outbreak? Who's going to be fantastic? A bit of dirt on the side of the track now. But James Stephen, the danger man, the wonder kid, who's going to actually enjoy this battle. We've got Gareth and of course James. These guys have been battling all season as Gareth tries to make the move into Paddock Hill Bend, but James Stephen closes the door, thinks twice. But Gareth Morris is coming back. Gareth is coming back into Druids. James Stephen closes the door with a handful of laps left. But Craig and Jerry are having a bit of a battle as well. But this is going to be fantastic. I cannot believe how well this has been. We'll try and go back to the battle. Dan Bailey's still in 3rd place, but we've got this battle between Craig and of course Jerry. At the moment this is going to be fantastic. We cannot vouch how well these guys do. These guys actually week in week out have battles galore. And then you've obviously got Ismail and Love Frequency. You've got Marky Mark, but Max Robertson's got passed back up into 9th place. And the Ginger Baxter in 11th, and Cordray's in 10th, Chris Richardson in 12th place. But going back to this battle with 2 laps to go, we've got James Stephen, championship leader, followed by Gareth Morris. But James is wanting to eke out that gap, but you look at the gap on the left hand side, it's going down, because Gareth Morris is pushing and pushing. He's pushing the tyres to the absolute limit. He's trying to get onto James. He's trying to tell James, if we battle, Dan Bailey's going to get into get up into that place, but you still got Craig and of course Jerry battling away. But look at James. James is eking his heart out, but he's got the gap again. He's got the gap, but it's going to come down slowly but surely as we got onto the penultimate lap of the race already. This is fantastic between these guys. I believe Max Robertson now is dropped back into 11th place. He spins going out of Graham Hill bend. Don't know what happened there. We'll try and pick it up just for a moment. We'll see what goes on. Does he just lose it on his own? Yeah, he just gets a bit crossed up there, which is a bit unfortunate for him. But then you've got, we'll go back to this battle. But Moz is slowly, Gareth Morris is slowly, surely, but getting back towards James Stephen as we're about to start the final lap of the race. This is the last race of the evening. And I tell you what, race 3's always been providing crackers. James Stephen is going to about to cross the line to start the final lap of the race. This is going to be fantastic. We shall see what goes on. Dan Burley there in 3rd place, but there's Max Robertson's in the way there. He's ghosted, but look, but this is going to probably put James and of course Gareth a bit under pressure here. This is going to have to be now or never. This is going to be fantastic stuff. We are going to have to see, but this is going to be a bit. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where to look because James and Gareth are battling. But this is going to be, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, is Moz going to make the move? No, he hasn't. It's cost him time. It's cost him time. James Stephen is about to cross the line and take another victory this evening. That is 2 wins from 3 for James Stephen, and Moz comes home in 2nd. Dan Bailey gets another podium. Jerry Smiles comes home in 4th. Craig comes home in 5th place rather. And then you've got Gamer Race and Low Frequency for 6th and 7th, and then you've got Marky Mark and Porcshe, and of course Ginger Baxter in 8th, 10th and 11th. Marky Mark is happy with that. Porcshe comes home in 9th place, and then Ginger Baxter crosses the line even though he's not happy with that in 10th place, and Chris Richardson is in 11th, and then Max Robertson rounds up the field in 12th place. But this has been fantastic from these guys. I cannot believe how well or how amazing this has been. It is going to be an absolute epic battle going into potentially but James Stephen takes another win in round number 12. Decals Lab Porcshe Caymans. I'll get the results very quickly and also save the replay for these guys. It is going to be fantastic, and we are going to be potentially heading for top class, potentially top class sort of races at the Red Bull Ring next Friday. We've got James Stephen took the win from Gareth Morris, and then you've got Dan Bailey, and then Jerry Smiles, the real Osman, and then Ismail, and of course Low Frequency, and then Marky Mark and Porcshe and Ginger Baxter, and of course Chris Richardson and Max Robertson. Fastest lap went to Gareth on lap number 3 yet again with a 46.764. So I can say it was absolute fantastic. And guys, all I can say, thank you so much to each and every one of you. It has been an absolute excuse me but yes, I can say thank you to each and every one of you. It was absolute brilliant. Just bear with me while I sneeze again. Yeah, so yeah, I do apologise. Thank you to each and every one of you guys for this evening. It was an absolute mega race, and all I can say, thank you to each and every one of you that has entered this evening. And yeah, let's see what happens at the Red Bull Ring next time out. It should be a absolute top-notch evening at the Red Bull Ring. Hopefully it should bring surprises, and it should bring whatever we see within championship reach. Is James Stephen going to wrap it up before we head to Laguna Seca, or is he going to wrap it up at Laguna Seca, or is it going to go down to the wire? Until next week, guys, I've been Hoppers, and this has been the Decals Lab, Porcshe Caymans in the Eldar Sim Racing League. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to leave, and congratulations to James on the double win, and of course to Craig Thomas for you're welcome, Chris, anytime, mate, and welcome to, and well done to everyone else that's made the evening very entertaining. Very disappointing for Ben Smith. I do feel sorry for him, but hopefully he's back next week, and hopefully we get to full grid next week. So without further ado, guys, I will see you next week for the first of the title showdowns at the Red Bull Ring, with 9 races to go. Who's going to stop James Stephen and Gareth Morris to try and win the title? So I'll speak to you soon, guys. Ta-ra. Thank you.